Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a quick vlog talking about the dog care clinic, the fundraiser that I am currently doing for the dog care clinic, and I wanted to talk a little bit about where your donations will go and how they will get there. So the donations are going through the GoFundMe page because it is a charity in Germany and in Sri Lanka, but not in the UK. The funds will go to me before they go to the dog care clinic. Now, I want to, how do I say this without sounding, weird? So I actually have OCD, and one of my things is that I am brutally honest. Maybe it's a Dutch thing as well. When I'm not honest, I tend to have a lot of difficulties with that. So I don't know if that's any more reassurance for you guys, because I've already said that I'm going to give 100% of your money to the dog care clinic and make sure it gets there. I'm going to do my best, if I can afford it, to pay all of the GoFundMe fees so that literally 100% of the money that you donate goes directly to the dog care clinic in Sri Lanka. We're already doing incredibly well. We're almost at 50% of the goal. We're only at week 3. I am so happy and elated about that. But I'm also still very sad because I'm looking at, what's happening in Sri Lanka. I'm following the dog care clinic, their page, and there is still so much suffering, so much unnecessary suffering every single day. Doggies that they find, animals that they find that just don't make it because they're unable to save them, and it is just so awful. I do want to talk a little bit about what my understanding is of the situation in Sri Lanka. So my understanding, there is a cultural issue with how some people in Sri Lanka see animals, see dogs, and how they therefore treat dogs. I'm a psychology student, so obviously I'm interested in that to some degree. Do I think it's from an innate hatred of dogs? No. I actually think it's probably to do with other trauma that they have to deal with, poverty that they have to deal with, cultural issues that they have to deal with, the overpopulation of dogs that, yes, they, I guess, have to deal with. And then over time, you get people that see dogs as less than, and it is just so awful to see what the results of that is. And yes, fortunately, there are clinics like the dog care clinic that make it their life's mission to save dogs and cats and farm animals. And not only are they doing that, they're also actively trying to make a difference through the neutering and castration program. Basically, if you were to neuter the animals that are making babies, and hopefully they make less babies, right? So that's kind of the logic behind that. P.S. There's 3 million street dogs. And that's not an exaggeration. One of the days we were driving inland in a tuk-tuk, we were being driven inland, and as we got more and more inland, every couple of seconds as we were driving, there were street dogs and puppies, and I can't even explain. I couldn't film it because it was so fucking sad. I saw a baby dog in the middle of the street, and it was just, its skin was all fucked up. It had no hair. It was just full of mange. And this was a baby. This was a puppy. So it's just awful shit. But the dog care clinic, and there are a couple of clinics on the island that are doing this kind of work, which is fucking incredible. They're also actively employing Sri Lankan employees. If you have a look at the website of the dog care clinic, I think maybe only a handful of employees are white people, right? Everyone else is Sri Lankan. And I think that, without it being like a patronizing perspective, Maria Mobus is the owner of the dog care clinic, a German lady, and she went over there to try and make a difference. And she is making a difference. And I think she's done that in a very respectful way. They look after their staff. they give them good wages, and hopefully the knock-on effect of that, you know, Sri Lankan people working with dogs in places like the dog care clinic, the knock-on effect of that is this change in perspective, this change in the culture that dogs are animals that deserve a beautiful life, that they are wonderful beings, that they hurt, that they suffer, you know, and you kind of hope that that slowly again makes change. So when I say that the dog care clinic is, and that by us donating and fundraising for the dog care clinic, when I say that we're making a difference, we really are helping the dog care clinic make an actual impact and difference. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you all about that. Hopefully you continue to follow my journey. We're only in week 3 and there's like 12 weeks of summer, right? So I'm going to be banging on about this for a long ass time. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the journey. I will be talking about lots of different things to do with, you know, the physical aspect of it, how I'm dealing with doing this many pull-ups, how my body's dealing with it. And I'm also going to be talking more about the dog care clinic, obviously, because they are who we're doing this all for. So yeah, thank you all for listening.
Donate to the GoFundMe page and share this video. Let's make this happen together.